G'day folks, and welcome back to another episode of the Hilltop Workshop. This little sucker here might look familiar to some of you. I did a video on this unit probably about a year ago, outlining my frustrations with the product and the supply chain and the support or lack thereof. I've got to eat a bit of humble pie here. You got to own your shit. You know, the Cunningham's Law, if you've ever heard of that, outlines that if you're looking for the answer to a question on the internet, the best way is not to post the question, but to post the incorrect answer. So I put a video up of this, unintentionally, of course, and basically I was just talking about, how the product appeared to be letting me down. The people I bought it off weren't interested in helping me. Their supplier at the time wasn't interested in helping me. The new supplier of the product in Australia wasn't interested in helping me. And then Klein in overseas in their head office weren't interested in helping me. Turns out the internet came through. Last night I was watching a couple of things, and I got a notification about some comments that had been left. And a few of those comments were saying to me, "You're doing it wrong." And I thought, well, okay, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. More or less, I thought maybe I'm not, but maybe I was, and it turns out I was. So I'm happy to own that. You got to own your shit. Now, one gentleman was kind enough to leave me a link to Klein's tech support. I was able to download a PDF file of the instruction manual for this, which has since long gone. And what do you know? There it is, about 2 or 3 pages in. The correct operation for this tone generator function, which I hadn't been able to get to work. So a brief rundown of what this does and how it all works. So you've got voice line test there for a 3-pair telephone cable. You've got a coax or video signal cable test there, and you've got a LAN cable, 4-pair 8-pin mod plug, RJ45, whatever you want to call it. Each of those buttons will make this unit output a test signal that will pair test and continuity test each of those cables. Now, when we get down here, this is the power off button and identification button, and when you press that, you can use this identification terminator on the bottom here, put it on the other end of the cable, and it will tell you that it'll let you know that it's pair tested okay, or give it a fail. In addition to that, the number 1 on here, which you may or may not be able to see, lets you know that, okay, that's cable number 1, and the idea is, you can have a dozen of these with individual numbers, and you can pair test and identify each cable throughout a building from your patch panel all in one hit without having to walk back and forth a million times. Now, the reason I was stuffing up, and hear me out, I think what I'm about to say is pretty reasonable. So each of these functions, when you want to use them, when you press the button once, you get the phone line test, you get the coax test, you get the LAN cable test, and you get the identification test. In my opinion, it would be fair to assume that when you press that button, you should get a tone generator. On first impression, I think any reasonable person would look at that button and say, okay, it's a tone generator. You can see that it's got a distance indicator there, a measurement indicator there. Now, what that means is that button also can be used for measuring distances, but it's actually the opposite of all of the rest of these buttons, is how it's labeled and its function. So when you press that button the first time, it actually goes into distance measurement. Now, to get the tone generator to work, it's a press and hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. We're in tone generator mode. Just like that. So if I plug my wand in here, we've got a high-low. We've got a second high-low. High. Low tone, and back to high-low number 1. That is what I was looking for, and it is what neither the Australian supplier, nor the Australian distributor, nor the new Australian distributor, nor the factory, or the manufacturer were able to tell me about. So I'm happy to own that as my shit. That's my mistake. Service-wise, as another guy commented, service-wise, someone should have maybe pointed this out to me that was knowledgeable on it. And thankfully, the folks on the internet did that for me, and now I can actually carry this in my bag, and it can be deemed useful. So I'm owning my shit. Yes, it was my mistake. Could the support have been better? Definitely. But I totally own the fact that RTFI in all cases. Read the freaking instructions. and normally you'll be pretty safe. So unfortunately, I just carry this unit around in my bag without the instruction manual. It's long gone, as I said. So yeah. So big thanks to those of you that commented on the previous video. I've taken that video down because it was just wrong. I'd definitely like to apologise to anybody that I misled. Apologise to anybody that I misled. But hey, it's why we're sort of part of this network here. So if someone can help teach somebody or further someone's knowledge or point something out, then I think this medium is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I am going to contact my supplier and let them know the outcome. They don't carry this product anymore, but I think it's only fair to them that I own my shit and say, well, it wasn't actually your fault. It was partially mine. It was a combination. But at the end of the day, the owner, the user, should probably be the one to take complete responsibility for any of this sort of stuff. So, again, thanks for watching. I hope this sets the record straight. Questions, comments, addition, please let me know below. And hopefully I'll be able to put up another video a little more informative and less of a repentant humble pie eating apology very, very soon. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.